there. There you are. Okay.
I'm here.
Okay. You ready for this?
Probably not, but yes.
Okay. So fair warning, like, it can't... Unless you want to set up ridiculous conditional formatting, like, it's not going to do the color coding for you.
That's okay.
Can you... okay. So, delete everything in row 1.
Done.
Is your computer going to break if you also share your screen in Discord?
No, I can do that.
Lag might kill me.
Wait 1 second. Let me... No, not that. Not that. There we go.
Yes, thank you. Can I please watch it? Oh my god, resolve. Resolve. Okay, there we go. Okay. I swear to god, Discord is brighter than Twitch is. That white is hurting my eyeballs. Okay. So in row 1, B1, so we're gonna create the cell or the formula that's going to make everything happen. Copy the data from column A. Okay. So
Okay.
I'm gonna iterate this so that you understand what's happening. Okay. So the first thing I want you to do is just equals column, open parentheses, close parentheses. And just, if you don't know this, FYI, you can type in the lowercase and it works and it'll capitalize it for you. Like, you don't need to type the all caps, just FYI. So go ahead and hit enter. So what this formula does is it returns the column of a given reference. If you don't give it a reference, the reference is the cell that it's in. So if you tell it column and then you tell it, you know, E5, it'll return 5. But since you didn't give it a reference, it's returning the column of the reference of the cell that it's in. So it's in B1, so that's column 2, right?
Right.
So next we're going to work with the address function, which creates a cell address from the inputs that you give it. So go back to B1, and right after that equal sign, type address, open parentheses. And so your first input is the row, and so we want the row to be the column. So column is our row, right? So what we're going to be telling it is we're in column 2, so now I want you to look at row 2. And then the column is going to be 1, so just type in 1 and close your parentheses. And hit enter. So now you can see we've created a reference that says A2, and if you copy and paste that to the next cell over, it's going to give you A3.
Oh.
Beautiful. Yeah, right? So now go back to B1. I mean, I could give you this all at once, but I'm trying to show you how it's actually doing it.
No, I like this. This is good.
Okay, and so now, right after that equal sign, we're gonna type indirect. And this is the one I was talking about earlier that basically creates a valid cell reference from a string. And open your parentheses. And because this address function creates a cell reference, we don't need to add anything else here. So you're just going to close your parentheses and hit enter.
Oh
so
my god.
Now turn that string of A2, and it's now reading that as a cell of reference. So if you copy and paste that across, it's gonna...
That's so cool.
I'm so happy that it makes you happy. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh
And you can, if you keep going, eventually, yeah, so you can like have that go further, and then when you add so go ahead and scroll down to the end of your column, and if you just add a random something, Exactly. And
Excellent.
the beauty of this is that it means that if you sort column A, it will automatically update row 1 with that same sort, right?
Oh, that's so cool, because it'll... Oh, because it's mirroring. Ah!
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, scroll back up, please. Okay, Kaylee, don't you fucking dare. Thank you.
Normally I'd be all pro Kaylee, but Kaylee, I'm sorry. Artsy's winning right now.
Okay, go to sheet 2. Let me look at your data and make sure that it looks good. Okay, beautiful. So here's what I'm gonna have you do. For the ease of doing this, go ahead and select that table. And cut it. And then go to sheet 1 and paste it into just, I don't know, J5, let's say. Sort of off to the side. Beautiful. So basically, so in Excel, if I were doing this, I would have you open up a second window, and then you could just flip between your two windows, and you can easily like be in sheet 1 and reference sheet 2. You cannot do that in Google Sheets. You can open the sheet in another window, but it doesn't know that it's like the same thing, so you cannot easily like flip between.
So we're doing this like a placeholder, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And because the beauty of Google Sheets and Microsoft Excel is that when you copy and paste a formula, it updates your cell references, right? And when you copy and paste your source data, it doesn't matter. When you cut your source data, it updates your cell references to wherever you move it to. Does that make sense?
Oh, so if when we're done we cut this and move it again, it'll fix everything?
Yeah. Exactly.
Nice.
There'll still be a couple tweaks we need to do to make it clean, but this way, because referencing cells in other sheets requires you to put the sheet name in the formula, and that's really fucking tedious to type. If you're doing it by clicking your reference cell, it's fine, but in Google Sheets, that's a pain in the fucking ass. So we do this to just sort of work around it.
Gotcha.
Okay, so go into cell B2. And I'm gonna walk you through how we're gonna do this. Okay, so I mentioned an X lookup. So first I'm just gonna show you how an X lookup works, right? So first we're just gonna do a normal VLOOKUP. So say equals VLOOKUP. Okay, open your parentheses. So the first thing we need to do is we need to tell it the value that it's searching for. So say A2, so we're gonna tell it to search for water. Okay, comma, and then we're going to tell it the range. So that range is going to be that entire table over there.
Oh, so we say like J...
Yeah, so right now we are not building the formula that we're going to use. We are laying down some foundational building blocks so you can understand the formula we're going to use. So yeah, this should be J5 to L11? No.
Looks like
column, it, yeah. Or colon, not a dash, honey. Sorry, I say honey sometimes.
It's okay. It's okay.
Fun fact about me, normally when you've done something a little bit silly. Okay, great. So now hit your comma. And so it automatically, VLOOKUP, you don't have a choice. It's going to be looking for water in that first column. And so now we're going to tell it what column we want it to return. So just type in a 2. And close your parentheses. Don't worry about the is sorted for right now. And hit enter. And it's what?
That's not right.
Okay, we do need to tell it it's, okay, sorry. This is, VLOOKUPs break really easily for this reason. Go back up, to the formula, and then we're gonna add an arg after the 2, put a comma, and put false, and hit enter. There we go. So the way lookups work is a little bit weird. So you can, so basically is sorted is a little bit of a misnomer. What it's actually asking you, so it's asking you, is your data sorted? But that's not actually what it's asking you. What it's actually asking you is, do you want me to use an exact or an approximate match? If you are using an approximate match and your data is sorted, that's fine. If you're using an approximate match and your data isn't sorted, everything breaks, and for some reason it decides ambrosia is the same as water. Why did it, like, I have never, there is no universe in which anybody ever wants their lookup to not be looking for an exact match. I don't understand why it defaults to approximate match. It's nonsense, and what it considers an approximate match makes no sense, but whatever. So that's how a VLOOKUP works. Now, the issue with a VLOOKUP, first and foremost, is that your data has to be in your leftmost column. So let's say that we wanted to look for something, a column to the left of it. So go ahead and well, so if like we were looking in column K and wanted to return column J, we couldn't. It literally will not let us do it.
Got it.
So what we're gonna do is an X lookup, which is a little bit more flexible. So go back up to B2. Okay, and so go ahead and so we're gonna delete all of this because it works a little bit different. Although we're gonna keep the A2. So same thing, this is, and so now instead of, so what we gave it before was a table, right? And we said, return the second, third, fourth, whatever column in this table. Another fun thing about VLOOKUPs, and by fun I mean bad, is that unlike, you know, when you copy and paste your cell references over, they update, right? VLOOKUP does not update sequentially when you copy and paste it over. So if you have one column that you want to be referencing the third column in this table, and then you want to copy and paste it over to find the fourth column, like, right? It doesn't update that 3 to be column 4 or whatever. X lookups, because they're dealing with actual cell ranges, will update, which is nice. So our lookup range is now, instead of J5 to L11, it's going to just be J5 to J11. So we're only looking up in that first column.
Okay.
Which of us was that directed at, Allie? Because I'm the one talking. And so go ahead and do your comma. And so now we're going to tell it where we want it to find the result from, right? And so that's going to be L5 to L11. Both of you.
Both of us. Okay, here.
Well, I have to go get a fucking beverage. I'll be right back.
Here's my water. The double redeem. Excellent. I've showed this off a few times, but this is my stein that I drink water from, and it is it's hard. The light has to catch it right. Where's the thing? I don't even see it. But it holds, it has a little line on it for a half liter, so I can measure how much water I'm drinking all the time, which I like a lot.
I've returned with an Arnold Palmer, so.
Nice.
And I've beveraged it, by which I mean drink some.
Okay, so the X lookup, we are looking at this row now for our first range.
Yep, and our result range is going to be L, so L5 to L11. We're going to comma. We don't care about missing values, so we're going to comma again. And match mode is the same question as before, except now instead of true and false, it wants zeros and ones. Why? God knows. Put a 0. And close your... you don't need to worry about search mode. And hit enter.
Oh, snap.
Well, no, that's... Yeah, because water... Plus, like, the first result in there, the thing in the effects column is water. It looks like an error, but that's only because you returned water. Like... That is actually correct. Okay, so that is how an X lookup works.
Okay.
So what we want to do is, so there's a function called a sum ifs, which is similar to a lookup, and what it does is you say sum all of the data in this column for which the other columns meet this criteria, right? So sum everything in this column if, to use an example from my life, the employee equals this employee ID, the grant equals this grant, the GL equals this GL, the project equals this project, right? Sum all that data, right? SumIfs is a very powerful tool. I use it all the time. It's my go-to function. Like, it is 100% the function I use the most. SumIfs is super powerful, and it only works with numbers, right? It is a summing function. What we want is essentially a SumIf. We want to say, give us the thing in column C if it meets multiple criteria. But XLOOKUP is not a summing function. It deals with strings, and so it can't do that. And it can't deal with multiple criteria, except it can if we build a new criteria column within the function itself by making it into an array formula. So array formulas are, you know, if you think of a normal function in Excel as adding two value, and I'm going to say Excel rather than Sheets because at this point we're talking about things that do the same thing in both, except for the fact that Excel now does arrays better, but pretend I'm talking in a world before Excel 365 existed. Excel, generally speaking, takes a value and another value and does a thing. It operates something on them, right? So it adds them together. Excel can also add two arrays together. Now, it cannot output an array, asterisk, it can in Excel 365, but we're pretending that doesn't exist. It cannot output an array, but if you can then resolve that array down to a single value, it can output it. Some functions within Excel, like SumIfs, are basically, they already are array formulas on the back end. But these are always formulas that are dealing only with values, that are already built to only be dealing with numbers that they are then adding up at the end. So if you want to take a formula that's not already doing that and sort of force it to do that, you turn it into an array formula, and then you basically tell the software to treat it as an array formula. And the way you do that is in Excel, you use curly brackets. There's a handy shortcut, which is Shift Command Enter when you're entering a formula, adds the curly brackets to turn it into an array formula. Luckily in Sheets, even though you don't use the curly brackets, you use a formula called array formula. Control Shift Enter does the same thing. It'll do that. So here's what we're gonna do. Yeah, that's not gonna accomplish anything.
Okay.
Go ahead and delete what you have. Okay. Do you understand how arrays work and how multiplying arrays together works?
Yes, in terms of I've worked with arrays before.
I think that was a yes, but you cut out at the end of it. I don't know if you just like hit the space bar too quickly.
We'll say yes, but it's been a while since I was doing a lot of array work.
But like basically, right, you're multiplying the, you know, if you have an array that's 5 things long, you're multiplying thing 1 in array 1 by thing 1 in array 2. Thing
Yes.
2 in array 1 by, right, like, and that's creating a new array 3, that's 5 things long and creates those outputs, right? So
yes.
Essentially what you're normally doing, so you can have array formulas that are doing like real math, but whenever you're dealing with an array formula that's dealing with strings, essentially what you're doing is resolving everything to ones and zeros. And your ones are your trues and your zeros are your falses, right? So in your function, go ahead and type equals, and then type XLOOKUP. So we're going to do an XLOOKUP, but now instead of telling it to look up water, we're going to tell it to look up 1, just the number 1, because we're going to be creating an array in which 1 returns the things we want and everything else is a 0, right? So hitting comma. So now we're going to we're not going to well, we kind of are going to be referencing a range, but the ranges that we're referencing are not what our XLOOKUP is going to be searching. Instead, we are going to be using these ranges to create an array, and that's what XLOOKUP is going to be searching, right? So a range and an array are deceptively similar, but they are not the same thing. A range is it is a range of cells. It is multiple cells, right? An array is a sequence of values. A range is often converted into an array on the back end when functions are happening. But an array is not a range. And so most formulas require you to reference a range, not an array, even though like on our end, it really feels like the same thing. Excel is like, nope, it's not, just not what it is. Once in the asterisk. So what we are going to do is we are going to create an array that says if it matches the thing in the first column in the top row, make a 1, and if it doesn't, make a 0, essentially. So open up a parentheses, and go ahead and highlight the first column of your table.
Of the like placeholder table?
Yeah. When I say your table, that's what I'm going to be referring to. Yep. Okay. And then say equals A2. So this is where we're asking it, does that first column equal water, right? The first column of my table equal the thing I'm searching for.
Okay.
Close that parentheses. You have 2 J5s in there. Get rid of the first one. Yeah, okay. And now we're gonna do an asterisk to multiply. And now open up a parentheses and highlight the second column of that table. And says equals B1. So what this is basically doing is we have an array that, so our first array, technically it's not an array yet because we haven't told it it's going to be an array formula, but we know it's going to be, so we're going to pretend that they're already arrays. So that first array, J5 to J11 equals A2, is outputting, ignoring the fact that we've included our header column because it doesn't matter, that's fine. It's going to output 1, 1, 1, 0, 0, 0, right? Because we have water, 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 not water, not water, not water. And in our second array, it's going to output 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, because we have toxic, well, I don't remember what B1 is, but we're going to pretend B1 is toxic, and then not all the way down, right? And so then multiplying those two together is going to create an array that's 1, 0, 0, 0, 0, because that first position was the only position where both arrays had a 1. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. So go ahead and make a comma. So now we are telling it what we want it to look in, and we want it to look in column C, because we have the array that we created has a 1 in that first position, and so we want it to return the first position of column C, since that's where the 1 was. Okay, go ahead and close that. And don't hit enter, hit Control-Shift-Enter. Beautiful, now hit enter. Okay, so change B1 to toxic for the, or no, that's not, change A2 to toxic for the time being, just to show you how this is gonna work when
change A2.
Just overwrite the data in it to say, sorry. I'm not B1. Sorry, I forgot which one had your original data. Sorry. Yeah, B1, change it to toxic. So we can test it. Beautiful. See?
Oh.
Okay. Now, the problem is, so actually go ahead and, can you change D1 to, or sorry, change A4 to toxic, actually. And go ahead and cut that formula and paste it into, what is that, D2? No, paste it into D2. What? Hold on, why is it, what formula changed? water. Do you have spaces somewhere you shouldn't? Here, can you hit F2 so that I can see your reference highlighted? Oh, duh. Sorry, where it says B1, change that to D1.
Yay!
Okay. Now, copy and paste that. Well, don't copy and paste it, actually. Sorry. In the lookup in the placeholder table, change it so that it says toxic and then water.
Like, so change the top one, so instead of water toxic, it's toxic water.
You know you don't have to highlight, you can just type, right? Okay, good. Oh no, our formula broke. Because, right? So we need to now do the same thing, but flip it, right?
Yes.
So go back to your formula. And at the beginning of it, type before array formula, the very beginning. Yep. Well, not the very beginning, after the equals. Yeah. Type if error. Beautiful. Open your parentheses. And so this is a beautiful, I mean, it shows you what it does. If error is very strong because it's very cleanly created, because it asks, like, normally if you were creating an if, right, your true is the first thing you give it and your false is the second thing you give it, but if error knows that would actually be a silly way to set up this particular function, and so it asks you for your false value first and your true value second, which is actually quite nice, right?
Yeah.
So if error, so it's basically, hey, I just learned this today. It's essentially like try and accept in
It is. I was gonna say this is how try and catch works.
I learned that literally today. So
GG Python.
So it is going to try to run this, and then if it doesn't, it's going to run something else. And what we're going to have it run, copy everything from array formula to the end. Okay, and then put a comma at the end and paste that.
And now we're gonna backwards something.
Yes, we're just gonna swap them. So where it says A2, put D1. And where it says D1, the second one, put A2. And close your parentheses. Yep, and then hit enter.
Woo-hoo.
Now, go ahead and delete where it says toxic and water in your table. Oh no, our formula broke.
Oh,
so we need to
God.
know what to do if there's not anything there. So go ahead and go back to it, and we're going to add another if error. So go
Does this
ahead.
come before the current one?
So no, so this is actually going to come in between. So we're going, because what we want to say is try the first array formula, and if that doesn't work, try the second array formula, and if that doesn't work, then return a blank. So actually, so the second array formula, go in between that comma, and yep, and now do another if error. You don't need the equals. There's only one equals. And then open it. Okay, beautiful. And so, wait, that parentheses was already there.
I added it. No, I added it.
Okay, you're good. Okay, so, and you can see it's showing you where, so Excel color codes its parentheses, which I like a lot better, but you can see it's highlighted your end parentheses. So go over there and, nope, you need to go inside that one. Yeah, there, and hit a comma. And now we're on our value of error, and so you're just gonna put quote, quote.
Oh, so an empty space. So if there's nothing there, we put a blank character.
Exactly. And now close your parentheses. That's peak, just make it work by 5 today code right there, which piece of it is.
Whoop, whoop.
Okay, beautiful. Now, The one thing we still need to do is we need to have it return X's, but we're going to do that in a moment. So we're gonna hold off on that first. Okay, so go ahead and cut your placeholder table and put it back into sheet 2. You're gonna wanna, yeah, you can do that. So honestly, this is a pretty, I don't know, I have much nastier formulas. Like the only, so part of what's making it look janky is that Google Sheets types out array formula instead of just doing curly brackets. Like honestly, that's a lot of why it looks like it's a lot. Like that's, and the fact that it's like a lot of what looks like a lot here isn't real. It's the array formula and the fact that we're referencing things in another sheet, so it just gets like the references are longer, right? Like this is actually a pretty clean formula. Like I could look at this without having seen it before and like it wouldn't take me that long to figure out what it was doing. Like we don't have that many ifs. We have 2 if errors and we're gonna add 1 if to the top. Like that's not that much nesting. But first what we're going to do is we're going to adjust some of these references to just be a little cleaner. So everywhere where we're referencing that range of A1 to A7 or B1 to B7 or whatever, delete the number. So it just says A column A or B column B.
I was gonna say there's gotta be something to just tell it relative to where we're at, right?
Well, that's not what we're doing right now. Right now what we're doing is we're telling it just look at the entire column A and the entire column B so that we don't have to worry about it adjusting up and down when you copy and paste, and we don't have to worry about it running out and being like, oh well, you only told me to look 50 rows deep, right? So do that in where it says sheet 2 B1 B7. This is just a little bit, you're just gonna need to go in.
I said, do I want all, so everywhere it says a number, I just want to remove the number?
No. Only when it says sheet 2 exclamation point, or bang rather, only the sheet the ones where it's referencing sheet 2. So only the places where it says sheet 2 bang something 1 colon something 7.
Okay, so just the colon part. So both sides of the colon though, right?
Yeah. So this is where we're telling, instead of looking at B1 to B7, look at all of B. Instead of looking at C1 to C7, look at all of C, right? This is just a clean, and you can also, when you're creating a formula, you can do that just the same way where you click a cell to insert it, right? You can do this by just highlighting that column. We'll do that, right?
Gotcha. Hello, welcome on in, Raiders.
We are. This is 100% Noita, we swear.
This is we're taking some time. One of the things I have been doing in my Noita is mapping, and I wanted to make a nice spreadsheet for tracking some liquid data. And Artsy is here helping me make a good spreadsheet.
Artsy.
Yes.
I do spreadsheets for a living. Okay, so beautiful. So nothing's gonna change when you hit enter now. In fact, don't hit enter, because literally all this is doing is just making that look up better. So now all of those places where you removed those numbers, so like hover over where it says A colon A and hit F4. Bam. So we've now frozen that reference. So F4 automatically freezes your cell references for you. It's beautiful. So go ahead and do that to all of those sheet 2 ones. So this way, when you copy and paste your formula over, it's not going to try and reference different columns in sheet. It's always going to reference these columns in sheet 2 and not other columns. Okay.
I think that's all.
So, yep. And so now what we're going to do is we're going to, so the reference cells where it's looking at the first column in the top row, we're going to freeze those so that it's going to look at the right place every time. So where it says A2, stick an exclamation mark in front of A. And so that way when you copy and paste it over, the A is going to stay the same. And then here, put it in front of the 1. Nope. First of all, that was an exclamation mark. Second of all, nope. It's still supposed to be a $sign. You need to put in front of the 1. Yeah.
Okay, so
And
exclamation point A2, but dollar sign.
Oh, yeah, no, sorry, I didn't even see that you put a $sign there. I may have said exclamation mark. I meant $sign. My apologize.
Okay, we good.
Sorry. And now do that in your second array formula. $1. Nope. That's that's not a $sign.
Listen, currency is complicated, okay?
What currency is represented with a percent?
The best currencies.
So beautiful. So what we've done here, we haven't changed anything about how the formula works. We've just adjusted our references to be cleaner, right?
Also, 1 second. Brungo, thank you for the raid, by the way. Sorry, normally I would say a lot more, but I don't want to take up all of Artsy's time and stuff. But I hope you have a good night. Thank you. Okay, sorry.
Okay. Sorry, I'm taking over your channel. But yeah, thank you for the raiders. Okay, last piece we're gonna do is we are going to make it put an X when it is a diagonal, basically. So go to the beginning of your formula. Yep. Well, after the equal sign. Yep. Okay, so now we're gonna do a standard if. Open your parentheses. If A2 equals D1 with your same $signs as you just did. That should be a D, not a B. Okay, comma. Do you want it to say X?
That's a good question. We'll just do it X, sure.
Okay, open quote, X, close quote.
I can always edit this later, so.
Exactly. And then close your parentheses down at the end. You could just click. Okay. Add your additional parentheses I can't tell if you have. And then once you have, hit enter. Beautiful. And now copy and paste that shit in your entire table.
Okay, so do I copy? I can copy the cell, right? Because it'll just automatically.
Yeah. No, don't copy the text. Copy the cell, because that'll update your references.
Can I do the thing where, like, I drag and it just knows to put it everywhere?
Probably, because you don't have anything in here that should break if you do that. So I will say, generally speaking, don't ever do that. Shit breaks when you do that because the autofill is stupid. But you can, I believe, in this scenario. Do you know how to use Control arrow key to navigate your spreadsheets quickly?
No, but now I do.
Yeah, so that's how I would do it.
Wait, so is there a way to, like, paste it into all of, if I want all of them to be identical? Because, like, it's only letting me do one row at a time. Is there not, like, all of the things?
So, I mean...
Oh, because now I can copy an entire column, can't I? Like, because I just did that.
So what you can do, copy your B2.
Yes.
And, like, I mean, so I never copy and paste. I never use my mouse when I'm copying and pasting. I'm always just using my arrow keys to navigate around the spreadsheet. So I would do it as... What? I would do... So I would just use my arrow keys and control to just navigate and select that entire area and paste it. But you can also, like, if you are not somebody who spends as much time in spreadsheets as I do, generally the best thing to do is, to copy and paste it down an entire column and then copy and paste that column across all of your rows. Yes, Bjorda, welcome in. It is spreadsheet time. It's soon not going to be spreadsheet time because we're almost done. Well, you could. Oh my God, Dwarf! Stop! 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 You're hurting my soul.
What's up?
Stop it!
We got this.
Okay. Highlight row 2 from column B to column Y.
Wait, highlight. Hold on. Wait a second. Highlight row 2.
B2. No,
B2.
Select B2 to Y2. No, all of it.
Yes.
Control V. You're in the part of the spreadsheet that won't make it obvious that you've done anything, but to Control V.
Whoa.
There you go.
Oh, that's
Rather than
fancy.
doing each column individually.
Oh, I didn't know you could do that. That's so fancy.
That's still not. That's basics.
Listen, I don't use spreadsheets in a.
Fine. I'm not really laughing at you. I'm
Oh, it's
laughing
okay.
at,
You
like,
can laugh at me. This.
I'm laughing at like it is always hilarious to me the things that like are that are not basic, like that once you're used to something are like fundamental and basic, but that aren't intuitive to like an average user, right? Like
Yes.
Yeah. Now, for my sanity, I would, make all my rows the same height, make all my columns the same width. I would center my shit. I would probably not use fucking Arial as my fucking font because it's terrible. Lotto is a really great. I don't know if it's a default font. I think you may have to but it's one of the ones you can when you click more fonts or whatever, it adds it really quickly. Lotto is really good. It has a really nice I don't know, its numbers just fuck you. You're terrible. You're the worst person. Lotto, see? Right there. No, Lato, it was right there. Yeah. Lotto's a good font. It's got a nice, I don't know, feel to it. And its numbers are quite nice. It's my go-to font in Google Sheets now. But yeah. And so now you have it. So sheet 1 is now your reference table for when you're wanting to find an interaction. Because once again, you can sort shit. You can, not sort shit, whatever you want. One thing you could do if you wanted, if you have a sort of if you don't want it to be alphabetical, but you don't want it to be random or whatever, you can, one little trick is you can create another column into the left of it and basically number them the way you want them to sort and then sort them that way, right? That sort of thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you can, your data, your header row will update when you sort your column header, and all of your data is going to pull automatically from sheet 2. The one thing that you're going to have to remember is you need to add if you find a new thing, you need to add it into sheet 1. If you yeah, if you reference a liquid in sheet 2 that isn't in sheet 1, it's not going to know to look for it, right?
Yeah, we do have to down here add it because it'll automatically copy it up there, but first down here.
We actually could do can I combine, there might be a way to do a sort. Well, you can certainly do a sort and a unique. The question is if I can get sheets to concatenate the 2 ranges into a single range. I'm not sure if I can. Anyways, that's probably a step too far. Make sure to add your data to sheet 1. And the other thing is if you have any typos, phantom spaces, anything like that, it's not going to work. The thing in sheet 2 needs to exactly equal. Okay, you're one of those people.
I was just looking.
at. Sorry, people who stick borders on every cell. Borders are very, very useful, but like the grid lines are already there. There's no reason on God's good earth to add a border everywhere there's a grid line.
Isn't there a way to hide the grid lines though? Like in publish mode or something?
I mean, fuck if I know.
I'm pretty sure publish mode hides them because it's like it simulates being it printed.
Lines. Yes, you can hide the grid lines. In Excel, there's a little thingy that just says.
So I should probably add grid lines in case I accidentally hide them later.
Fuck you! Fuck you so hard. I hate you. I'm glad you enjoy these kind of streams, Kirk.
Me too. This is so I super appreciate. Let me make sure I'm not cutting out. Let me actually have Discord open.
Something. I don't know what.
I was gonna say, I super appreciate you hopping on to do this while I was on stream, because like that's been a big thing I've been trying to do with a lot of puzzle games and stuff. Is trying to do all the work I'm doing, do it on stream because I think it's really fun for these games. So thank you, because like this is way better than setting a bunch of stuff up off stream and then coming back.
Yeah, I mean, I do kind of regret not streaming the process of creating my room rando spreadsheet. Like I streamed using it, and I think it was Bjordo actually who asked me how it worked and got a very long explanation. Because it was a lot. I do kind of regret not streaming the process of creating it. On the other hand, the process of creating it was a multi-day, multi-hour process that involved me downloading new software. That's why I got Excel 365. That is why I got Excel 365, was the room rando spreadsheet and wanting to make lambdas, and use the dynamic array. It, like, I don't know, it probably would have been fun to watch my process on that. Well, I don't know. Some people may have found it interesting to watch my process on that. It's probably a little bit too far to say it would have been fun for folks to watch it, but yeah, I feel you there. Anything else you need from me?
Artsy, you've done so much. I think I can probably tinker around and figure out formatting.
I mean, I don't know. You added borders on every cell. I'm not sure it's actually true, but
I'm trying to figure out if there's a way. Like, I know on Excel. I know with Excel there's a way to just tell it to have certain sizes for all the cells, so that they're what's the word I want? Like identical sizing. And I'm trying to find the thing for this, but I remember in Excel just right-clicking a cell and it being an option. I don't see that here.
It's not a cell, the row. So first of all, you have everything selected, so you need to stop. You need to right-click on the row, not on a cell. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So this is a weird. Okay. So just click in any random cell. It's because of how you have things selected. So now do that, and it should give you resize row. Yeah. And you can select multiple rows by doing shift to select multiple rows, and then it'll allow you to resize multiple rows. I think it's because you also had column selected is why it wouldn't let you do that.
I see.
Yeah, there you go. Beautiful. Yeah.
Aha! Aha! I found it. It's the one I was hovering over a bunch of times.
It was in the same place that it was before.
Ooh, that looks nice.
It's amazing how things look when they're, like, a reasonable size. I mean, if it were me, I would be abbreviating the hell out of all of these words because I would be really cranky about how wide my columns are, but...
So...
Did you just bold everything?
This is so bigness.
I want them visible.
Bold your headers. Don't bold your fucking data.
Okay, I need a darker font then.
But it's pretty dark.
We need a nice bold font.
I hate you. It's data.
Oh, Bebas Nuo.
It's just new.
This doesn't look different. This looks the same.
Cause you didn't. What are you doing when you're selecting everything? Oh my god.
That's terrible. I hate this.
I mean, it is a condensed. I mean, like it does have. It's a condensed font, so it fits. I mean, a condensed font wouldn't be a terrible idea for this data. Obviously not that condensed font, but ooh, Ubuntu condensed actually might be good. Ooh, yeah, Ubuntu condensed kind of sexy.
Oh, this works. Okay, I like this. Yes, this is good. There we go.
Made it bigger.
Ah, perfect.
You can bold your header columns and rows. That's a reasonable thing to bold.
See, but I was thinking, you know, having the text nice and bold and visible. That's pretty good. Nice, nice bold text.
Okay.
No, but what's actually going to be really cool about this, one of the things that I am excited about this being Sheets for, is that all the Google Doc things let you do publish mode, and you can share the publish link, and then anybody, like, it can be like a command in chat, and anybody can pull up the full spreadsheet, like.
Yep.
Like
You are correct.
that's gonna be pretty sweet. And I recently, thanks to Ruddy, set up like a nice redirect thing so I can make little small links. It's gonna be pretty good.
There you go. Yeah, I mean, the one thing that's a pain is there's no good, like, the only way to do formatting through a function is conditional formatting, and there's no, like, the way to determine what to format is a formula, but there's no way to make the format itself, like, I'm hopeful that, like, it's, like, God knows Google Sheets, but, like, with Excel, I'm hopeful that, like, at some point, there will be a way to, like, you know, create a, like, column that has a hex code in it and use that as, like, a referent in your conditional formatting sort of thing. But, like, other than that, there's no way to do it.
Yeah, I seem to remember learning how to do that in Excel specifically, like learning how to open something, but it wasn't in the sheets, it was like in the menu, and like you told it for a page that, like, oh, if it contained this word or it was exactly this data, color code things a certain way.
Yeah, so that's conditional formatting. But the way conditional formatting says, if this cell meets these criteria, do this thing to it. But the do this thing to it is the same as any other formatting. Like, there's a little dialog box that you go into and you click a thing. Right? Like, so you can tell it, make it red, make it green, make it purple, but you can't say, like, oh, if this cell equals A, then find A on this table and then look at the column that has a hex code for the color and then color it that color, right? Like, the formatting is not a function, it's just how you format things. Am I making sense?
Yes. So do you think...
And that's what would be nice.
Oh, I see. So, okay.
So you could say if it equals water, make it blue, right?
Okay.
But you can't So, but you would have, so for this, you would have to create a separate, if you want to have every single one of these color coded, you would have to create a separate conditional formatting rule for every single option, right? You would have, if it equals water, do this, and then a new rule. If it equals blood, do this, new rule. If it equals toxic, do this, new rule. If it equals polymorphine, do this, right? That's incredibly tedious. What would be really nice is if you could just have a table that has water, blood, toxic, blah, 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 and like a color in the next cell, whether that's you click to color or you typed in a hex code or whatever, and be able to have the conditional formatting like look up that column and say, oh, you put purple in this column, I'll make it purple. And then you could do the same rule to everything, right? And because you wouldn't be saying if it's water, make it blue. You'd be saying if it's a value in this table, make it the color in that table, right? But as of yet, that's not a thing it can do. And quick tip with this sort of thing is, you know, make a rule that applies to your entire table that does like this, what you're doing right now, essentially, and then create a rule with a higher priority that says make column A and column 1, or column A and row 1 be whatever you want your header row to be, because generally you don't want the same conditional formatting to apply to your header rows, but it's annoying to like have it only referencing your data, because then as things copy, conditional formatting breaks really easily when you copy and paste things around, because it copy and pastes the conditional formatting, and what was a clean range of A1 to Z1000 quickly becomes just a broken pile of nastiness and semicolons and just nonsense.
That makes sense. Honestly, I probably won't worry too much about it, because
there's not really a way to.
And the only thing I'm really gonna be doing for formatting is the background color of the header and the column. Like,
but you have to go do it for each one.
I know. That's why I was like, I probably just won't do the conditional formatting, because I'll just manually go copy it. Like,
right. I wasn't trying to tell you to do the conditional formatting. Don't. That's a terrible idea. But
I thought about it.
It would be nice if there was a conditional formatting where like you didn't, because that way you wouldn't have to do a bajillion conditional formattings, and you wouldn't have to go in and like update it on every single one. You could just have a table that knocks out what you're supposed to do.
What if the only conditional formatting I do is this water?
I mean, I don't care.
I know, but it amuses me.
Okay.
The rest of them manually do. Perfect.
Make yourself happy. There is a way to, so the one way that you can have your conditional formatting, the formatting be a function essentially is if you're doing a heat index, right? Heat mapping of like make it darker, lighter, whatever. Which does mean, so there's a really great YouTube video from Matt Parker of Stand Up Maths showing this off. So you can create a massive spreadsheet that uses conditional formatting to you can supply a hex code and have it parse that into the RGB values and put the RGB value in each cell, and then use conditional formatting to heat map that RGB between like max R and nothing, and then when you zoom out it just looks like an image, and it basically turns your spreadsheet into a monitor.
That's amazing.
It's, to be clear, because there's no good way to like automate creating conditional formatting, it takes for fucking ever to set up. But it's a neat party trick once you got it.
I want to go to that party.
I'm trying to remember. Here, let me see if I can find the video. I'll put it in chat. Matt Parker spreadsheet. Is that enough? Is it the comedy routine about spreadsheets? Is that the one? Yes. Yes, I will put this in the chat.
So, if I want to update something in the formula, then I would update it in one cell and then copy and paste that cell everywhere again, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Correct. Why is that hold on, is that happening on your stream too? No, it's just happening on Discord. I think. Well, no, it stopped. Your colors were blinking. It was very strange. But only some of them. Now that you... So... Okay, so this is where you can do... If you just do Control-Shift arrow key, it'll go all the way... You're done, never mind.
Haha! I learned.
Chaotic Polly. That's how I
This is so cool. I love this.
I'm glad. There is something very satisfying about, like, spreadsheets are obviously, like, in terms of managing large amounts of data and doing stuff with it, like, obviously numbers are, like, you can, but, like, there's something very satisfying about text manipulation and data analysis and manipulation with non-numerical data in spreadsheets that it's just really satisfying. I think because of the ways in which you need to, like, sort of trick the software into thinking about it as numbers, that is just, like, I don't know, it's very satisfying to put together in a way that, like, just working with straight numerical data often isn't. But yeah, that should do ya.
Thank you.
Let me know if you need any more help. And to the 12 people in Dwarf's chat, well, I guess 11, because one of them is presumably me. I am always available to help out with these kind of questions or issues. What the fuck?
What?
Oh, whoops. I just stabbed my wrist rest and popped it.
Why?
I didn't mean to. I thought I was just putting the pencil down.
Oh no.
But it made a hole, and there's, like, goop coming out of it.
Oh no, was it one of the gel? Was it like a gel-based cushion?
I mean, it still is a gel-based cushion.
No, it was. The gel's gonna be... I cut out. The gel is oozing out.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to be the cushion formerly known as gel-filled.
That's okay. I'll just ask our office manager to order me another one and stick some tape on it in the meantime. I mean, I've had this for, like, literal years, so, like, it's not necessarily shocking that it gives at some point.
Well, this has been good. I think, honestly, with the spreadsheet setup, I might actually end now. It's getting kind of late over here. And this is, like, a really good, satisfying note to end on.
Oh, did I end stream accidentally?
What? No, I was saying I think I'm going to end stream. I'm pretty satisfied. Pretty satisfied with like this is a good progress of the day for Noita.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm always available to answer spreadsheet questions. Ping me. This is directed at Dwarf, but also everyone else.
Ah,
Have questions.
I didn't mean to leave. I hit the wrong button.
Did you mean to end your stream rather than the screen share?
No, I meant to just end the screen share. But I accidentally left the whole call.
Oh, I didn't notice. Well, you came back very quickly.
Yes. I've done that before.
I do that too.
I have practice.
I feel like I more often exit the call than I am the screen share.
But yes, I remember thinking the other day, I was like, oh, I should remember when Artsy's around to ask Artsy for spreadsheet tips on this. And then I literally kept forgetting every single time because I didn't have the spreadsheet open in, like, you know, tunnel vision brain.
Yeah.
That's so cool, though. It's so good looking now. I'm so excited.
I mean, to be fair, most of it looking good now is just the formatting. Like, the data is the same as what you had before. It's just, you know, cleaner.
No, I mean, like, the bones. The skeleton looks so good.
Yeah, it's got a real sexy skeleton.
It's got a real sexy skeleton.
I'm just making spreadsheets dance on the...
I mean, you can make all the spreadsheets dance. That's fine.
Why don't they stay? Like in Mika's. In Mika's, they stay.
Because Mika has a dedicated plugin for that. You should ask Mika. Mika can share the plugin.
Pile of spreadsheets.
Pile of spreadsheets. What was
I'm
I?
gonna hop off.
Okay.
So you can end stream.
Okay. Good night, Artsy.
Bye.
Bye. Okay. But yes. What were we doing? We had wands? Hello again. There was, like, I was about, like, I'm at a good stopping point. I'm trying to remember, just before I end, I want to, like, leave myself in a safe spot, but I thought oh, we had just gotten add mana! Oh. That's right. I've lost all sense of direction. Spreadsheets are a little disorienting, it's true. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go in here. I don't really need the health yet, but we need this wand. Nope! No. Okay, we're just gonna go in here anyway. Because now we have mana. And were you the really good one? Yes. Hmm. We don't have a way to get the recharge time down. That's a problem. What do we have over here? We have Giga Black Hole, Lightning Bounce, Nuke, Short Range Homing. Nice. What do we have over here? Never Skip Leg Day, Telekinetic Kick, Vomit Becomes Rats. Excellent. You say that like blood is good. Blood is okay, I guess. It doesn't seem like blood is great. I just don't really know why I would want, like... Yeah. Blood's only 250 for some reason. Like... It's like Glimmer Plus. Interesting. I guess we could always try it. Although, only 250 uses is something. Means we can't just go crazy. But I'll probably leave wand crafting for tomorrow. Yeah, it is, as I was saying a little bit ago, it is kinda late. We made some good progress in terms of, like, there is a mist. Mist of Spirits. Getting the spreadsheet all made up though is like super awesome. That, I don't know, it makes me very excited to go add notes to said spreadsheet. So, I don't know if I want to collect this health. Do you have any adding damage things? Not. The only adding damage thing I have is electric charge. That would work on the mist, but be horrifyingly deadly. Yes. You're saying have homing mist? Is that a thing? I mean, I know that we've seen that, like, obviously the static things, like, can have effects. I don't know if I have any trigger spells right now. Earlier in the run, I think we saw a trigger bolt. Is this, teleporting cast? I've never used that. So we have to be about this close for it to work. Which is, certainly something. Yes, I am gonna head to bed here in just a moment, too. I get so entranced by the wand building. Oh, you do have work tomorrow. Right, I kind of always forget that weekdays are like normal people work days. Let's just go over here. We have to get close. Look at that. Terrifying. The work will probably be finishing the Python course. Excellent. Well, that adds a cast. We gotta get rid of that cast. That's terrible. No. You would think something would reduce recharge, but nope. Yeah, I was thinking about that, because at one point I realized that the medium spitters are like half the cost, but only 5 less damage or something. Like, the big ones just cost a lot. The medium ones were not that much lower. Like, the last run I had, I think it was I had the medium one and the big one, and the medium one honestly was not significantly lower than the giant. Like, there could be some relative stuff though. Like, I don't know the health values of enemies. The difference between like 10 and 15 health could be significant. Like, that's the whole thing. But I know it was like double the mana, but not double the damage. Which, I mean, you also have things like slots, like, you know, one slot type thing, so... But still. I mean, it adds the... Like, I can't really mega spray. I don't have any double casts right now, and there's none in the shop over here. That's like where I'm running into an issue. I forgot how much mana light can concentrate. Oh, you know what? I don't really want concentrate. I was gonna say maybe concentrated light because we have the stuff to offset the mana. But we have like almost died from concentrated light so many times. We could do Magic Bolt. Magic Bolt, you know... Magic Bolt might be the best option. Is it great? No. Is it, like, decent? Yeah. Oh, that's pretty satisfying. You know what? This is fine. Yeah, it does kind of dig. You Castellet 0.12. What's your Castellet? Yeah, so that should be good. Drink half of the holy mount. What? I don't think drinking water... I've tried drinking water. It does not do anything. I wish it did. Oh, I don't have concentrated mana. I know it looks like I do. I don't. Oh. What the hell's over there? Wait, where are we? Yeah, this is actually an interesting run because I still don't have water, which is because I got rid of my water. But we have ambrosia, so I mean, do we even need water? No. But I really want to figure out exactly what these point to, and I've yet to pinpoint it. We could take the heal... We're at like half our health, so I mean, it's hard to say. Probably should take the heal. I just feel bad about wasting a heal when I have over 90 health. But also warping back in here, like, we'll warp... We'll use teleport to get out so that we can come back in here, but teleporting back into these seems really sketch, so... Anyway, I don't know which one of these I want to pick. We'll probably decide that tomorrow. I do think I'm gonna wrap up. I'll decide tomorrow if I want to take the health too. let's see. And as per usual, Colette is one of the only ones streaming right now from people that I follow. So, to Colette we go. Thank you for everyone who was hanging out today. Thank you to Brungo for the raid. I know Brungo headed out. I don't know if anyone from Brungo's chat is still here, but thanks all for coming in. I did not mean to kind of ignore you guys. But it was right in the middle of some spreadsheet time, so anyway. But yeah, we're gonna go watch Colette do Stardew, because that's probably what I'm gonna watch as I'm going to bed. So, have a good night. We will be back tomorrow.